Our society is on the brink of a secretly growing epidemic, but we are ignoring it with just a simple dialogue. हम खाते पीते घर के हैं. Personal struggles, lower quality of life, and weak financial standing are just few aftermaths of this dangerous epidemic. Yes, I am talking about obesity. In 2013, the American Medical Association recognized obesity as a chronic disease. It turns out that this seemingly personal health issue is leading to a huge crisis that is not only affecting individuals but also economies. The profound impact of obesity on individuals' wallets and the staggering economic consequences on the nation is a worrying factor. The emerging solutions by some companies has altogether created a new vertical in the pharmaceutical industry, and the people are running to grab those solutions. But the question is, why does it still feel wrong on the first hand? Obesity or excessive fat accumulation has been linked to both physical as well as mental health risks. Today, it's the fifth leading risk factor, contributing as a primary cause of death globally. As per WHO, 2.8 million people lose their life to this problem. The driving factors for this: bad eating patterns, low levels of physical activity, and genetics. Due to the unhealthy lifestyle choices, the World Obesity Atlas 2023 forecast that over half of the global population will be obese or overweight by 2035. If we talk about India, then there is a health report by Apollo Hospitals that states that there has been an increase of 50% in the prevalence of obesity between 2019 and 2022. Combined with high stress and anxiety, obesity increases the risk of chronic conditions such as diabetes and hypertension. One study was conducted by Madras Diabetes Research Foundation in collaboration with Indian Council of Medical Research and the Union Health Ministry. This study was titled Metabolic Non-Communicable Disease Health Report of India. The study highlighted the high percentage of prevalence of prediabetes, diabetes, and hypertension in India. On a national level, 11.4% of the population had diabetes, 15.3% of the population had prediabetes, and 35.5% was suffering from hypertension. The cost of routine care for these illnesses can derail even the most thought out budgets. The expenses, when there are no serious complications, can range between 5 to 25% of an average Indian household's earning, and so it has the power to always keep your wallets empty. But this is just the close-up view. If we look from a broader perspective, you will find out that the financial impact of obesity can shake up the economy of even the wealthiest nations. As per the World Obesity Federation, the total economic cost of obesity in India was $28.95 billion, and it is projected to become $81.53 billion by 2030 and a whopping $838.6 billion by 2060. These huge numbers clearly denote the seriousness of the problem that is looming over us, but this is just the monetary cost. No one is giving heed to the intangible costs of loss of productivity and lower quality of life. Now the question is, what is the solution that is being proposed for this mammoth issue of obesity? Well, two pharma giants are transforming the healthcare landscape through their anti-obesity drugs. The anti-obesity drug market has emerged as a separate vertical in the pharmaceutical industry, and it has the power to generate billions of dollars in profits for these two pharma giants. As per Goldman Sachs, the current size of the obesity drug market is $6 billion, and it can grow to a market size of $100 billion. That is 16 times by the year 2030. Morgan Stanley as well was a little conservative earlier, and so it believed that the market size could grow to $54 billion by 2030. But after seeing the demand for anti-obesity drugs in 2023, it has also revised its estimate to a whopping $77 billion. The two leading pharma giants that are projected to have 80% of the market share of the anti-obesity drug market in 2030 are Novo Nordisk, which is a Danish multinational company headquartered in Denmark, and Eli Lilly, which is an American multinational company headquartered in Indiana. Both of these companies are receiving unprecedented demand for their weight loss drugs. At the moment, the revenue from these drugs is limited by just the volume of supply of these drugs. Whatever is being manufactured is being sold. Novo Nordisk manufactures 2 drugs, Ozempic and Wegovy, and Eli Lilly has 1 drug in its anti-obesity portfolio named Mounjaro. The revenue for Novo Nordisk's Ozempic drug was $3.3 billion in the recent July to September quarter, and Wegovy drug was $1.36 billion in the same quarter. Likewise, the revenue for Eli Lilly's Mounjaro drug was $1.41 billion in the July to September quarter. A very high double-digit growth is expected in these numbers in every quarter, and so both Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly are making further investments to increase the production of these drugs. To quantify, Novo Nordisk has announced $6 billion of investment in its Denmark-based facility and another $2.3 billion in the France manufacturing facility. Eli Lilly, on the other hand, is investing $2.5 billion in its first manufacturing facility in Germany. This huge surge in demand for anti-obesity drugs has also translated into soaring stock prices for both Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly. At this point, investors are quickly hopping on these stocks for a profitable joyride. But all these solutions are great for the European and the US market, where the high monthly cost of $1,350 for these drugs can be met through insurance. But the same is not true for India. First of all, there is no availability of this drug in India, and only the affluent celebrities and businesses are using this drug by buying it from the Europe or the US. Also, there is a very low penetration of health insurance in India, and so covering this cost from one's own income can become a nightmare for majority of Indian families. Currently, obese people with serious complications are being treated by Indian doctors by sleeve gastrectomy, which is a surgery to reduce the size of the stomach. There are also few appetite suppressing drugs, but they are not as effective as Ozempic, Wegovy or Mounjaro. Indian pharma companies are far behind in this race, but they are working hard to cope up. 5 Indian pharma companies that are working towards the development of anti-obesity drugs for the Indian market are Sun Pharmaceutical, Dr. Reddy Laboratories, Lupin, Torrent and Zydus Cadila. While all these companies are working towards finding the cure for this potential global epidemic, Dr. Pratap Reddy, the chairman of Apollo Hospitals, said that preventive healthcare needs to become a national priority. This video is a wake-up call for you to make early shifts in lifestyle choices. It is the only way that we can prevent or delay these chronic illnesses. Indian diagnostic chains such as Metropolis Healthcare already have an obesity profile test that can help people take early actions. It is time that you take charge and spread the word so you and your loved ones can enjoy a healthier and a wealthier tomorrow.